Hello everybody, how are you doing? I am Volon's Graphics. You probably know me from Twitter or you've been on my website, volonsmcgfx.webs.com. And this is my YouTube channel. And this is going to be my first speed art video. And today I am going to be making my graphics logo that I made on my Twitter account, which is basically a V and the G, which stands for Volon's Graphics. They're just initials, and I put them together so they weren't as separated. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that, and I'm going to be showing you how I did that. So what you are going to need to do is you're going to need to create two motexts. You're going to need to create motext 1 and motext 2. I'm going to be naming this V and this one excuse me, G. Now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go into the V or whatever. You're going to need to change it to V, or the text anyway. Bring the depth up to about 100, all depending on how you would prefer to have it. Now I downloaded the font Pure Darkness, I believe that's what it is. You can find it on dafont.com. That's where I find most of my fonts. Perfect Dark, whatever, something. And now you go into the G, but you can find a bunch of fonts there. I just found that this Perfect Dark worked out pretty good. Change that to V. Bring the depth up to about 100. Make sure it's the same depth as your first motex was. Change the change the font to Perfect Dark. Now I'd like to show you something here. Notice carefully, you have to notice that these two fit perfectly together. They fit right next to each other. And the little slash of the G, this little thing right here, matches perfectly with the V, so you can keep in mind something like that if you want. Now, what I like to do is what I did anyway was I changed the color to a very light green, but not too light, about like this. And then you right click the little icon deal there and you click rounded cube GI. Keep the specular on. You could turn it off if you want. It kind of shows more green when you turn it off, but that's your preference. Other than that, we're pretty good with there. We're pretty good there. So let's put that texture on the or that color texture, whatever, on the green VG. And now that's just a little rendered out version of what it's going to look like, or what it looks like. Now what you're going to do is you're going to select both the V and the G, copy it, and paste it. I just did Control C, Control V, just so you know. Now you're going to take the newest two that you just had, and you're going to move it back about that much. It'll show like right here it says 0.6.7 or whatever. Just make it till it's about 20 or 30. It's all upon what you would prefer, but I would just have it about 20. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get rid of the textures on these newest the copies of the V and G, and you're going to make another excuse me, another little material here. You're gonna go to rounded cube GI again. This time change the color to complete pitch black. Keep the specular on. Go to reflection. Change the reflection to about, let's see, about 20%. There we go. Alright, now you're good. Now move these, or this material, whoops. Move this material over here to the newest G and the newest V. If you were to render it out, yeah, you can't really see it, but... So now we're going to do the fun part. Well, not really. This is lighting, so put a light bulb down, move it to about the centermost area of the little icon logo, whatever you would want to call it. Raise it to about halfway, and then move it back away from the V and the G. Now, if you want, you can change the color of it or whatever. But I'm just going to change the shadow. I'm going to add a soft shadow. That's what I always prefer. No lens effects. If you want, you could add another lens. You could add a lens effect where it kind of like lens flare or whatever right here. Or right here, whatever you would prefer. But I'm just going to keep it like that. Now we move on to the render settings. Go into your render settings. You can basically make this anything you want. You can make your dimensions anything you want. Now, let's say about 250 for the width and about 200 for the height. Save, go into your save, change it to PNG, alpha channel on. Excuse me, until anti-aliasing, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Make it best, effect, add ambient occlusion, and not depth of field. Ambient occlusion and global illumination. When you're done with that, exit out. Now get nice and tight up close to your logo. So you get the whole logo in the picture. Yeah, I need to change the render settings a little bit. Output height about 150. Alright, let's just move out a little bit. It looks good. Alright. So, I don't know if there'd be anything else you would want to add. If you want to add a camera or whatever, so it's always always right on the logo, just in case you want to add like a Minecraft character in the background or something. But when you're done with that, render it out. Let's just zoom in here and wait for the icon to render out, and apparently it's already done rendering out. I don't know how this is physically possible, but it is. Nothing shows up, which makes... Oh, I got rid of the light bulb. How'd that happen? Huh. Okay, we'll have to redo this. Alright. Move back. Go back to the camera. And render out. Alright, this should work this time. Ah, here we go. Now, though it kind of looks a little blurry, you can change that a little bit, all depending on what you want. Go into File, Save As, make sure all the settings are right, click OK, name it, and you're done. But considering the fact that I've already made this, I'm not going to resave it. So, I'm just going to cancel, and we are done. This is what you get. So, thanks guys for watching my first video. Please let me know how I'm doing. Comment, like, subscribe, and please check out my website, www.volonsmcgfx.webs.com. Please participate in some polls, buy some graphics, contact me if you have any questions or comments, and I will see you later.